Okay, let's unpack this. Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're plunging into a topic that's, well, absolutely crucial for anyone working with data systems or models. We're talking about mastering how to effectively view, print, and export results. Because, generating brilliant data is only half the battle. The real win is getting actionable insights from it. Right?
Exactly. And what's fascinating here is how the way we actually interact with data fundamentally shapes our understanding of it.
Huh.
The methods we choose, to extract, visualize, and share that output aren't just technical steps. They're pretty critical for deep analysis and ultimately for truly informed decision making.
Okay, so think of this as a kind of journey through the evolution of interacting with your data. We'll start with the immediate stuff like on-screen access. Then we'll move to tangible outputs, then powerful visualizations, and finally we'll dive into some advanced automated export functions, the kind designed for really serious analytical work. Let's start at the beginning, though, getting a quick look. Right, so the most immediate way, the quickest way to engage with your calculated results is right there on your screen. You just click the View Clipboard icon. It's typically found in your main program's toolbar, and that instantly generates and displays a text file, just filled with your system's output. It's about getting that raw, kind of unfiltered feed first.
And this isn't just some high-level summary either. You get incredibly granular access. All the calculated results for every single unit in your system can be displayed annually, monthly, and maybe most powerfully, down to each hourly value.
Hourly.
Yes, hourly. And you have complete control over precisely what results are shown in that screen window. You can customize it. All that hourly data for all the calculations is just, well, right there at your fingertips. And what's truly empowering about having all this hourly data available is its ability to maybe serve as an early warning system. Imagine you're monitoring energy consumption in say, a large facility. If you were only looking at monthly or even daily summaries, a subtle but significant issue, like a specific machine drawing excessive power for just an hour or two every night,
Okay.
that could easily get masked by the overall averages.
Right, lost in the noise.
Exactly. But with the hourly data, that spike becomes immediately obvious. It flags a potential fault or maybe an operational inefficiency that you can then pinpoint and address.
That kind of deep dive into hourly data, yeah, that sounds invaluable for spotting those hidden patterns. But, you know, as powerful as on-screen viewing is for immediate checks, it's not always the most practical for sharing with a team, maybe, or for formal documentation, or even just long-term archiving. Sometimes you just need a physical copy. So let's talk about the traditional, yet still very relevant method, printing your results.
Yeah, the printout. When you hit that printer icon, the system generates a pretty standard A4 version of your model's defined output. And here's a neat little detail. You can actually opt to include an additional page of specifications with your printout.
Oh, what's that?
Well, by setting the relevant option to yes in the Output Overview tab, which, by the way, is often the default setting anyway, your print job becomes 2 pages instead of just 1.
Okay.
And this extra page isn't just filler. It often acts as a concise summary or maybe a quick reference guide. It provides essential context that complements the main data, making your physical records more self-contained and useful.
That makes sense.
It's sort of a testament to how physical prints still hold their ground for specific needs, even in our very digital world.
Definitely. I can see that. Okay,
Yeah.
so if raw numbers, whether they're on screen or printed, can sometimes hide the real story, then this next part is where the true magic can happen. Here's where it gets really interesting. Visualizing your data with graphics. By just jumping over to the Graphics tab, your system's results are brought to life visually. And it's all powered by those detailed hourly values we just discussed.
Exactly. This visual approach shifts us from just reading data to actually seeing insights. It's a different way of understanding. The system provides 3 highly specific and frankly crucial graphical choices. You can instantly view the electricity balance
Okay.
with the district heating balance or the grid gas electricity demand. And just to give you some context, the electricity balance isn't just a number, it's a visual representation of how power flows through your system, how much is generated, consumed, imported, exported, over time. It's crucial for identifying peak loads or inefficiencies.
Right.
Similarly, the district heating balance illustrates the distribution and demand for heat, which is invaluable for optimizing energy networks. And the grid gas electricity demand shows your system's reliance on external gas-generated power from the grid.
Got it.
And what's impressive is the flexibility here. For district heating, for instance, you can isolate one of 3 specific groups, or you can see the sum of all of them together. And for each of these items, electricity, heating, gas demand, you're presented with 3 distinct diagrams. Gives you multiple perspectives at a glance.
And what's truly powerful is how flexible these diagrams are themselves, right? You can analyze your data across various time frames. You can look at a single day, zoom out to 3 days, maybe a week, a month, or even view the entire year.
Yeah, that switching perspective is key.
It allows you to rapidly switch perspectives to spot trends or anomalies that might only appear over certain periods. Plus, you have the practical option of viewing these diagrams in vibrant color or just simple monochrome, black and white, depending on your needs for printing or display. And navigating through different periods of the year is effortless with simple forward and back buttons. Lets you scroll through your data like it's a timeline.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, visualizing these complex balances with diagrams really helps uncover insights that raw data might completely obscure. Imagine trying to spot a recurring pattern of consumption, or maybe a subtle dip in efficiency, purely from looking at rows and columns of numbers. It's hard.
Yeah, very difficult.
Diagrams make those patterns, those peaks, those troughs immediately obvious. It's essentially giving you a visual diagnosis of your system's behavior. And once you've identified those key trends, the next step is often to pull them out, maybe for presentations or reports. That's why the system offers a simple export option right there from each diagram. You can easily copy any diagram to your clipboard using a dedicated button, ready to paste straight into your reports or presentations.
Okay, that's a huge step towards making data truly usable beyond just the system itself. But let's move into what I'd call maybe advanced data management, specifically the run serial calculations function. It sounds like a truly powerful feature. It lets you run up to 9 or I think even 11 calculations in a series.
That's right, up to 11 in some versions.
I see. So this isn't about running just one scenario. It's about systematically exploring multiple possibilities, often for, say, optimization or deep sensitivity analysis. And you initiate these multi-scenario runs by choosing either the clipboard, that's clipboard, or the ASCII buttons.
Yes, and understanding the difference between those two output options is really key to maximizing this function. When you select the clipboard option, your results are automatically placed onto your system's clipboard, which is incredibly convenient because it means you can immediately paste those calculated outcomes into common Windows applications like Word or Excel using just the simple clit+v command.
Perfect for quick comparisons.
Exactly. Or integrating data into a standard report. Now, on the other hand, the ASCII option exports the results into an ASCII text file, plain text. This is more ideal when you need to integrate your data with, say, scripting tools or custom dashboards, or maybe more specialized analytical software that prefers plain, structured text formats for programmatic access.
Makes sense.
But what's truly fascinating here, as you said, is the automation of running multiple scenarios. Think of the time saved. You can test a dozen different operational parameters or maybe design configurations without manually adjusting each input one by one.
That's huge.
It's critical for robust optimization or comprehensive sensitivity analysis. It allows you to quickly compare how different choices impact your system's performance.
Yeah, that automation is a definite game changer for anyone doing serious modeling. But hold on. Before you even think about hitting that run button for serial calculations, there seem to be 4 crucial steps to prepare your analysis. Defining these inputs and outputs seems critical. Are there common pitfalls or maybe best practices when setting up these multi-scenario runs, especially if you're aiming for optimization or sensitivity analysis?
Oh, absolutely. Good question. The preparation really defines the quality of your insights later on. It's garbage in, garbage out, right?
Right.
So first, you absolutely must clearly define which input parameters are going to change across your calculations. You use the Define Input button for that. My advice here is be very precise. Don't try to change too many variables at once if you're trying to isolate the impact of just one factor. Keep it focused.
Okay, step 1. Define the changing inputs. Got it.
Second, you explicitly state how many calculations you want to carry out. That's usually via the Choose Number of Calculations button. This forces you to think about the scope of your analysis upfront.
Step 2. Number of runs. Makes sense.
Third, and this is critical, you then define the specific value for each input in your input values column for each of those calculations.
So value by value, run by run.
Exactly. This is where precision really matters. You need to ensure your input values cover the range of scenarios you're actually interested in, whether that's, incremental steps for a sensitivity analysis or maybe distinct configurations for an optimization run. A common pitfall here is having inconsistent input ranges or maybe gaps in your range.
Okay, step 3. Define the actual input values for each run.
And finally, fourth, you must define which output parameter or parameters you want to capture and save with either the clipboard or ASHI function. Use the Define Output button for this. This step ensures you're extracting the exact metrics you need for your comparative analysis, not just grabbing everything.
Right. Focus on the key results.
Precisely. The best practice throughout all this is methodical planning. Try to visualize your desired outputs before you even start setting inputs, and ensure your input changes directly map to the questions you're trying to answer.
That's incredibly helpful guidance. Plan first, then execute.
Yeah.
And beyond those really powerful serial calculations, there's also just a straightforward way to export the data that's currently displayed on your screen directly to your clipboard, right?
Yeah.
Perfect for those quick ad hoc analyses, maybe in Excel or something.
Yep.
And this is done simply by making sure the Run Serial button is set to off, and then just activating the clipboard function within the Output Overview tab sheet. Much simpler.
Exactly. Sometimes you just need that quick screen grab of data. So what does this all mean for you, the person listening, trying to make sense of complex system outputs and, extract maximum value? It really means you have incredible control and flexibility at every single stage of your data interaction. These varied viewing, printing, graphic, and export options empower you to take that raw system data and integrate it seamlessly with other tools for deeper analysis, whether that's for sophisticated reporting, further modeling, detailed sensitivity studies, or just exploring the data in a different, maybe more intuitive environment. It's about tailoring the output to your specific analytical need.
And there you have it. We've journeyed through this sophisticated landscape of accessing and managing system output, from viewing results directly on screen for those immediate insights to printing physical copies for documentation, visualizing complex data with dynamic graphics for clear patterns, and even performing advanced serial calculations and direct exports for that deep analytical work. Truly understanding and leveraging these features puts you in command of your data and, well, makes you genuinely well-informed.
Absolutely. And remember, knowledge is most valuable when it's not just acquired, but truly understood and applied. Gaining mastery over your data output isn't just a technical skill, it's really the essential first step in transforming raw numbers into profound insights that drive better decisions. It's about empowering you to not just generate data, but to fully control how you access, visualize, and manipulate it for, actionable understanding.
Well said. And that leads us to our final provocative thought for you to mull over. How might intentionally exploring and experimenting with these diverse visual and export options for data change your perspective on a challenging problem you're currently trying to solve? Could it perhaps reveal an insight you'd never find just staring at a simple spreadsheet? Something to think about.